Hello, everybody. Boomer Jinx 22 here. Officially, you guys knew me as Boomer Jinx 22 when I changed my profile this year. Last year, my name was Gordon 21 Studios. I decided to change my name. Along with the reason why I haven't been streaming lately is because I've been busy. I apologize for not being here the last 3 months, but I've been busy. Well, we've had to move into another house, and it's been a pain in the butt recently. So I have decided that I am going to share some content right now. Hold on one sec. I am. We're going to listen. Actually, no, we're going to watch some Thomas content. Hopefully, Mattel decided they're not going to block me today. But okay, we're going to go on ahead and try this out. Okay? Hopefully, I'm able to use YouTube right now. But anyway, I just wanted to come live. Apologize to all my viewers that I haven't been on for a while. I've been busy. So, as of right now, let's watch some Thomas and Friends content. And it is only going to be one episode. We're going to watch a YouTuber episode, Wild Norwester. Shout out to Wild Norwester. He does a really, really good job. I highly recommend watching his Adeline the Phantom series that's coming out pretty soon. So I'll keep you guys posted for that. Anyway, we're gonna watch. Um. Anyway, we are going to watch Sodor: The Modern Years. Um. Careers and concerns. Okay. I hope you all enjoy. Sorry about that. Hold on one sec. We're gonna restart it. Sorry, everybody. Anyway, let's continue. I've already watched this episode, and it's really, really good. Shout out to Wild Northwester. And I do apologize for not being here as long as I have. So, anyway, hope you all enjoy. And a link to Wild Northwester's channel will be in the description. Anyway, enjoy.
It was a pleasant, early autumn morning on the island of Sodor. The sun was shining and the birds were singing, but Daisy the Diesel was in a good mood. As she approached the yard at Elsbridge, the reason for that became all too clear.
Having to be dragged along behind you cattle trucks.
Oh, not this again.
That's enough, Jason.
No, it isn't. The posts and packages I carry are important enough to warrant a dedicated mail train.
Daisy sighed.
You know full well there's not enough mail for a dedicated train these days.
That doesn't mean my delivery should be tied to a passenger's schedule. Passengers aren't until
Daisy stopped listening to the mail van as she pulled up to the platform. She'd heard it all before. They all had. A few months ago, dedicated post trains on the Northwest Railway had been cancelled due to a lack of traffic. A single mail van had been allocated to each branch line and 4 to the main line. Since being assigned to the Farquhar branch, Jason had done nothing but complain. Daisy soon reached Maithwaite, right on schedule. As the passengers boarded and the porters unloaded mail, one of the passengers approached the station master. He asked some questions, speaking with a strong accent, and seemed unsure of which train to take.
Would you hurry up? We've got deliveries to make.
The station master and passenger turned to the mail van, shocked.
Shut up! I'm sorry, sir. Je suis désolé.
Daisy hoped those were the right words. She thought she'd recognise the tourist's accent.
Merci, ce n'est pas votre faute.
With that, the tourist boarded Daisy and the rail car departed, outraged.
What do you think you're playing at? Being rude to passengers like that. I mean, really?
That passenger was just causing a delay.
That passenger was working out how to get to his destination. It is our duty to look after the people on our branch line.
Your duty may be. Mine is to see that these letters I carry are delivered on time.
You do realise that the postmen don't make their rounds until after lunchtime, don't you? It's not even 8 o'clock yet.
What if I'm delayed or on a later train one day? Having a separate post train?
Be quiet. You've already done enough damage for one day.
Is Jason causing trouble for you, Daisy?
Percy asked, from where he was waiting in the siding.
Me and my passengers, yes.
Daisy replied, and she explained what had happened.
Oh, we can't have that. Leave him here, Daisy. I'll take him along with my train.
What? You can't do that.
Why not? I am heading up to Farquhar myself. Besides, we've done this before. Remember when you upset Annie and Clarabelle last month?
But I'm on a schedule.
A loose schedule, if anything. Didn't you listen to what Daisy was telling you?
Jason didn't have a reply for that. Daisy's driver uncoupled him from the diesel rail car, and she departed. Once Daisy was clear, Percy shunted Jason at the head of his train, then he too departed. Percy was soon heading along the line, with Jason grumbling behind him.
Jason, listen. I know you're not happy about being allocated to these branch line trains. You've made that clear enough. But you've got to stop whining about it. I mean, you've already got Thomas, Toby, Annie, Clarabelle, Henrietta, Victoria, and Elsie offside.
That's easy for you to say. You're still useful.
What? Of course I'm still useful. You're still useful too. You're still carrying mail and parcels.
I knew you wouldn't get it. Just like all the others.
With that, Jason fell silent, fuming. While Percy was glad to have a peace and quiet, he couldn't help feeling a little puzzled. What had Jason been talking about? Percy reached Farquhar without any further incidents or complaints from Jason. He had just run around his train when Mavis arrived.
Are you alright, Mavis? You're producing more smoke than I am.
I'm overdue for some replacement parts, Percy.
Mavis glanced over at Percy's trucks.
Is that all for me?
All except those first 2 trucks and Jason. Mail doesn't go down to the quarry.
Of course.
Both engines shunted their trucks and departed a short while later. Although he'd left Jason behind, Percy still couldn't help wondering what the mail van had been talking about. He finished his run in the main yard at Knapford and stopped on the arrival track.
Where do you want these, Diesel?
Oh, just on track 4, Percy. Percy was about to move off when he noticed some mail vans on a nearby siding.
Diesel, I thought only 4 of the mail vans had been assigned to the main line.
Well, that's correct, Percy.
But there are 6 of them over there.
Oh, those aren't the vans for the mainline trains. Those are kept in the coach sheds. These ones are the ones that are left over after all the other post vans are allocated.
What's going to happen to them?
I honestly don't know. I don't think the Fat Controller's decided yet.
Oh, that's what he was talking about.
What? Who was talking about?
One of the other mail vans. It's a bit of a long story.
I'd like to hear it, but I've got to sort out Bear's train. With that, the two engines went their separate ways. Early the next morning, the Farquhar branch engines were getting ready for the day's work.
Thomas, you're supposed to take Jason on your first train this morning, aren't you?
Yes. Annie and Clarabelle won't like it.
Would you mind if I took him on one of my goods runs instead?
You actually want to take him?
Yes. You obviously don't mind, so I'll be off.
With that, Percy departed, leaving two perplexed engines behind him.
What's got into him?
When Percy reached Elsbridge, he found Lily talking to Jason.
I'm not saying there isn't a cost to change. I know that better than most.
Then what are you getting at?
As much as I would like to be able to turn back time and have my friends Colin and Adam back, the harsh truth is that change is inevitable. So I must ask, why are you so determined to roll it back? You are still useful here.
I think it's because he's worried about his brothers, Lily.
Percy said, and he explained what he meant. Jason grinned.
Finally! Someone gets it. Took you long enough.
You're worried they aren't useful anymore, aren't you? That's what your complaints have been about. You've been trying to convince us that there's still a need for your brothers.
That's pretty much it. Mess into them.
From what Diesel was saying, we're still deciding.
Oh,
It's not that bad. If the Fat Controller thought they weren't useful, they'd have been sold off by now.
Trucks, and they set off. It was immediately obvious that Jason was in a much better mood. He barely complained at all and came along smoothly. Percy made good time and soon reached Farquhar.
Jason, that run was, well, pleasant.
well, I got a load off my mind, Percy. I was glad to hear my brothers are alright.
Glad I could help.
Percy replied, and he went to fetch the rest of his trucks. But as he headed up to the quarry, the tank engine realized there was still an important question unanswered. What would happen to the 6 unallocated mail vans? A short while later, Toby was just approaching Farquhar Station on his first run of the day. As usual, both Henrietta and Victoria were full of workmen heading up to the quarry for the day's work. As Toby pulled up at the platform, a van parked next to it caught his attention.
Hello, John.
Toby said to the station master.
Are you having a special delivery?
Not exactly, Toby. This courier's got to deliver a package to the quarry, but he's worried that the road up there may not be suitable for his van.
You may have a point there. It's a little more than a dirt track.
Perhaps we could help, driver. I'm sure our guard would be happy to take it with him.
Your guard will have to sign for this package to say he's taken delivery of it. He'll also be liable if it doesn't get there.
There's no need to be rude about it. We are trying to help you.
I know, but it's more than my job's worth if something goes wrong.
Don't worry. We'll see that it gets there.
A few minutes later, the paperwork had been sorted out, and the package had been put aboard Victoria with the guard. Toby soon reached the quarry and found Percy shunting a sorry-looking Mavis out of the way.
Mavis, are you all right?
It's that engine trouble I've been having over the last couple of days. Manager said some spare parts were on the way.
Are they due to be delivered today? My guard's got a package for your workmen.
That must be it then. You're not expecting any other packages here.
May I check if I've got this right? Toby, you had to deliver that package for the courier as he couldn't get up here?
That's it, Percy. The road up here is too rough for his van.
I see.
Percy departed a few minutes later, as the workmen started fixing Mavis. The little green engine was lost in thought. Toby's special delivery had given him an idea, and he would need to talk to the Fat Controller. Later that day, just after lunchtime, Percy was shunting in the yard at Tidmouth.
Percy, what on earth did you say to Jason this morning?
What do you mean?
He started apologising for his rudeness. Annie and Clarabelle were surprised, as was Daisy. Whatever you said to him, thank you.
Oh, I just told him that his brothers were alright.
His brothers? But they've been reassigned to the other branches and main line.
Not the 6 still waiting in the main yard, Thomas. Jason was worried they wouldn't be really useful again.
Oh.
Is that what you wanted to see me about, Percy?
In a way, Miss Hat.
Percy replied, and he recounted what Toby had done for the courier earlier.
And so it just got me thinking, Mom.
What do you have in mind, Percy?
What if the railway offered a package service? I mean, our rails do run over a large portion of the island, and delivery lorries can't go everywhere. Those remaining 6 vans could be used for that.
That's a good idea, Percy. I have been considering something similar. With the advent of online shopping and all of that, do you really think there's a need for it?
I think there is, Mom, and not just on our railway. I mean, my driver's sister lives in the mountains where Scarlowi's railway runs. She and her neighbours have difficulty getting deliveries up there.
Could Scarlowi and his friends help too?
That would work if we set up a separate company, a rail-based courier company, as a subsidiary of the North West Railway.
A subsidiary?
It's when one company owns another company and has a say in the running of it. Usually, both companies have their own directors, staff, and resources.
So you're thinking of setting up one of these subsidiary companies for packages, some sort of Northwest Package Express company?
We have been looking to diversify the railway's business, and this will be perfect. I'll put it to the board of directors at this week's meeting.
With that, the Fat Controller departed. As she headed over to the station, she considered Percy's idea. If this venture were to go ahead, it would need someone in charge who knew Sodor and who was good at running a business. Fortunately, the Fat Controller knew of such a person.
I'll have to tell Jason about this. I imagine he'll be quite relieved.
Over the next fortnight, trains on the Northwest Railway ran normal. Well, slightly better than normal. Jason had stopped his complaining and started to get on with the coaches. Even Daisy didn't seem to mind him anymore. One morning, Annie and Clarabelle were telling Jason about some of the misadventures they'd had with passengers.
Spilled his coffee all over my seat. I was not impressed, and neither was Thomas.
It's not pleasant, is it? I've had a parcel or two burst open aboard me.
That's Jeff. But who are those vans he's pulling?
Annie and Jason looked over as Jeff stopped to wait for a signal. His vans appeared to be Jason's brothers, but they were painted a dark green colour and had an unfamiliar logo on the side. Hello, Jason. Long time. No see.
John, when did you lot get repainted?
Old Lasco went on yesterday afternoon. We've been reassigned to this new Northwest Package Express company at the railway starting.
Percy told me something about that. So it's going ahead, is it?
Yes. We've been told we're going to start operations on your branch line before being rolled out across the whole railway. A trial run of sorts.
It'll be good to work with you again.
Indeed. I must say, it does feel good to be really useful again. Before Jason could reply, the signal changed, and Jeff moved off. A few minutes later, Thomas arrived and collected Jason along with his coaches. They were soon making good time along the branch line, and it was clear that Jason was in a very good mood indeed. He sang along with Annie and Clarabelle, and soon the coaches and Thomas were also feeling rather jovial. But unfortunately, that wasn't to last. They reached Droyle right on schedule. As usual, Lily pulled in a couple of minutes later.
Morning, Thomas. Is there anything up ahead of which I should be aware?
No, the line's clear.
Thomas, what's the matter? You look as though you've seen a ghost.
That man over there, who just got out of your coach, that's Norman Spencer. I told you about him, haven't I?
Yes, as have Toby and Percy.
Hello, Thomas.
What in the name of beaching are you doing here, supposed to be in Copenhagen?
Miss had offered me a job. I'm the director of the Northwest Package Express.
The Northwest Package Express?
Yes, the new courier company that the railway's setting up. I believe Percy suggested it.
Thomas didn't reply. He quickly departed, getting away from the station as quickly as his wheels could take him.
Mr. Spencer, may I have a word?
What about what?
I have heard about you and what you tried when you were acting controller. It is strange how history does repeat itself.
What are you talking about?
I think I've seen your face before, or at least one closely resembling it. Tell me, are you related to a man named Arthur Spencer?
Yes, he was my grandfather. I know he worked for the railway. Did you know him?
Yes. It was thanks to him that my friends were scrapped.
Oh,
I will be keeping a close eye on you, Mr. Spencer. Have no doubt about that.
I take your point.
Good.
Lily replied, and with that she departed. This time, a Spencer was not going to cause trouble for her friends.
So that was Couriers and Concerns, The Troublesome Van of Story of the Modern Years by Wild Norwester. I hope you all enjoyed it. I've certainly enjoyed being here, even though I didn't talk that much. I apologize for the glitch problems. My computer's glitching. So I'll talk to you all later, and have a good night. And remember, I really hope to see you all again soon. Anyway, have a good day and the future is what you make it. Good night, everyone.